What's up, my Phaedra loves? It's Miss Phaedra D coming to you all from Phaedra TV News. Now, I'm sure most of you remember when Phaedra Parks, was fired for lying on Candy and all of that. And at this point, we are all aware of what Phaedra said and did, so I don't have to repeat it. But when she was doing a few interviews, she basically said that the Real Housewives of Atlanta was the Titanic. And for those of you who forgot, here's a quick reminder of what Phaedra said.
You gotta get off the Titanic before it sinks. The boat is going down, and I don't want to be on the boat when it's sinking.
And then when she got on Married to Medicine, she was talking about how not only is the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the Titanic, but that she loves Married to Medicine because it's more family oriented. And she just kept speaking highly of Married to Medicine. And it makes sense. This is the show right now, currently cutting my check, paying the bills. So I'm going to go ahead and give them all of the praises and whatever. Well, now that she's no longer on Married to Medicine, she's treating them the same way how she treated the Real Housewives of Atlanta in her interviews, which was and is the show, and the reason why we even know who Phaedra Parks is. So she did an interview with Extra because Phaedra was eliminated from Dancing with the Stars, and the interviewer asked her if she saw the Married to Medicine trailer yet. And she said, no, I'm just summarizing, okay? No, I've been focusing on what I've been doing on Dancing with the Stars. So no, I haven't seen the trailer yet. But my focus is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Catch me on the Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2025. So the interviewer then said, well, Quad and Heavenly basically responded to what you said about reviving the show. They said that you didn't revive the show. And that's when Phaedra said, well, check the numbers. I did. If anything, it was me and Sweet Tea. So now Lateasha is getting her credit. Something I've been saying from the very beginning, because you know how I am. I never follow the crowd. I always stand on my own over here. And it's because what else is going on the show? Everyone was looking forward to seeing Lateasha, the new wife, and Quad, the ex-wife, possibly have a moment. Lateasha is not an insecure woman. She came on the show and she did not give them what they were looking for. She paid Quad dust most of the time, but she was still able to hold her own on that show and be able to carry her story with her husband and everything they were going through and their wedding and all of that without stooping low and going after another black woman, carrying on about being the new wife, and because she's the new wife, this is happening different and that is. She's not doing any of that. She didn't do any of that. But because people were interested in seeing their dynamics, that's why they watched the show. Like I said in my last video I did on Phaedra, did people come to see if Phaedra from RHOA back in the day was going to show up and show out? Absolutely. But after all, according to Quad, she gave us was sounds and faces. People were no longer interested in her. And I get it. So much happened in the Real Housewives of Atlanta back in the day that Phaedra is probably in the mindset of, let me clean my image, And so I get that she's trying to clean her image and not being too messy. And I get it. But she didn't even give anything. She promised that she was going to bring a doctor, and all we saw was an emoji face. That's what Heavenly called the guy. And she didn't bring nothing. She didn't give them nothing on the show. Heavenly tried to help out Phaedra's storyline by introducing her to a new guy. And as you can see, they're all in this image right here, double date and everything. And as you can see, the guy that Phaedra is on right now is the complete opposite and a different man. So Phaedra is out here living, the woman who has so much to say about other women dating and living their lives, okay? On the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Here she is, one woman, she was this person, that person. Phaedra is a grown woman. I'm not judging her, but that's what you do. You date. If it work out, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But for some reason, she made it look like it was the worst thing when other people were dating on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now look at her. divorce and dating, just like the other women that she degraded and just went so low about. Anyways, let's stay focused. Now let's go back to the interview. So basically, she said that if anything, she and Sweet Tea brought the ratings. Now, Heavenly, who's been dragging Lateasha forever. If you missed my review on the Married to Medicine trailer in the new season, all of that, I have linked it in the description below for you all. But if you go and watch that video, Heavenly is still going in on Lateasha, okay? So Heavenly can't stand Lateasha, but one thing that Heavenly will do, she will discredit you until she feels like uplifting you is going to benefit her or her argument in some way. So she left this comment under the Phaedra Parks interview on one of the blog pages that posted about all of this. And Phaedra responds and she wrote, I think it was Quad ex-husband and new wife, but I digress. Girl, after all the dragging, it took Phaedra shady Married to Medicine and mentioning Lateasha for you to finally give Lateasha her props. My goodness, hot mess. That's what I've been screaming. It was definitely the return of Dr. G with Sweet Tea and Quad. Other person wrote, Dr. Heavenly, you are so fake. You are giving Sweet Tea credit, but if you were arguing with Sweet Tea, you would swear that she's irrelevant. You do anything to downplay the next woman because you are so insecure and it shows. Because of Quad, Sweet Tea, and Greg drama, not because of Phaedra. So what everyone is saying basically, Dr. G and his wife needs a separate check from Quad because without them, she wouldn't have had a storyline either. Okay, I get it. Because the other storyline with the ladies not being here for her, we've seen that same old storyline before. So basically, give them a percentage, Quad, because they contributed to your storyline without even doing much because Lateasha refused to go down the road that everyone expected or wanted her to go down. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be nice. I'm not insecure. I'm married to him now. That's his ex. I'm good. But when people keeps poking you, eventually you are going to respond. So this season, yes, they are going to have a few moments because Quad needs a storyline and she needs them. So she kept poking. Lateasha responded. But this desperate attempt that someone is jealous or insecure and all of that they were looking for all of last season that she did not give to them. Let's see if production is going to be fair or if they're going to take those moments, twist it, and behave like Lateasha over here is coming for Quad out of nowhere when it was Quad making certain comments and Lateasha eventually responded, allegedly. So we will watch and see how everything unfolds. Quad and Sweet Tea was what really brought the views. We were curious about Phaedra, but lost interest fast. She didn't do anything exciting until the reunion and Apollo showed up. She's lying through her. You know what? She better be glad Kenny let her return to Housewives. Person responded, Kenny let her? The viewers have been wanting her back and Candy gone though. Yep, she couldn't return until Candy left. Candy said she didn't want to work with her and if she came back that she would leave. So I guess who the network sided with? Candy. So yeah, Candy let her. I mean, come on now. It's pretty obvious. Since she lied on Candy, never been back on the show. The season that Candy is like, I'm not coming back, she's back. Yeah, Candy let her. Another conversation that's been happening online is the almost fight against Dr. G and Quad new man because Quad allegedly brought up a conversation where Dr. G was simply like, you know what, let's move on. You're with somebody. I'm happily married. Why do we keep revisiting, the past or just doing certain things to start drama? That's not what we want, okay? Lateasha first season here, she proved to you that that's not the type of time she was on. Why can't we just move on? If you're so happy, be happy. I've been happy over here for years. I'm good. Well, you all know, like I said in the videos way before the trailer, that Quad man then felt like this is my time to shine. I have to defend my girl, and he went over there and attempted to fight and, you know, physically assault Dr. G. Okay, it didn't get that far. They were separated, but for some odd reason, some people expected Dr. G to just stand there and not defend himself or say anything, even though he was being disrespected. And because he stood up for himself, that means he's still madly in love with Quad. Since when did standing up for yourself meant that you were madly in love with someone? So he's just supposed to sit there on mute while being disrespected? It's like people are so desperate for this narrative to work that all types of common sense is out the window. Like, let Quad move on and be happy. This man moved on and he's happy. I love people with common sense. This desperate narrative that Dr. G still wants Quad is crazy to me, okay? So embarrassing watching your husband fight because he's still in love with his ex-wife. And this person responded, or fight because he was disrespected. Call it what you want. That's it. Or fight because he was disrespected. It's giving Quad's man is thirsty to be on TV and felt that it would be easy to come at Dr. G because of Quad's allegations, so people would support him wanting to disrespect and attack that man. You didn't even watch the ish yet and you got that house, way. Embarrassing is you assuming without even seeing facts. Another comment, because Greg is still in love with Quad. Crazy. And allegedly, after all of that, as I stated previously, Dr. G filed charges, okay? And so that made the group even more upset because now, why are you going that far? Well, a man's supposed to control himself. Like, what are you doing stepping to Dr. G that way? What if that man would have reacted in a different way and lose his license? It's almost like how dare he gets to move on and get married and still have everything and still have, carry on with his life based on what he did and what happened. I want to make sure I burn it all down and destroy it. Like, yeah, I'm filing charges. Whoever did it, it's me. I'm not fighting at this gigantic age. Hello, authorities, I need a report on assault. Exactly. People with common sense. Just because he said, I know how your girl is, doesn't necessarily mean he is still in love with her. He probably said that because he knows some of her characteristics, traits from being previously married to her. Y'all take things and twist it into the narrative y'all think it should fit into and just run with it. Exactly my point. I don't think this is what Quad wants her man to be known as. Quad man is gradually becoming the new Patricia in my Nini words. Exactly. He's a paid actor. And y'all ignoring how messy Quad is. She could very well be the mastermind behind these guys fighting. Absolutely a battery was placed in someone's back, even though that person's an adult and is grown enough to make their own decisions. So we're not going to go ahead and put it all on Quad. But one of those, you're going to let him speak to me in that way. And now look, okay, you're risking your career and your man's image and whatever career he got going on, coming on here and fighting. Hot mess. And as you can see, there's a few more comments on the screen. So there you have it, okay? Phaedra Park's over there, coming for the ladies, okay? They're trying to avoid the questions, but still throwing her little shade in there. Y'all know Phaedra. And then people dismissing that a man walked up on Dr. G and he was just supposed to sit there on mute, not defend himself, not speak, because apparently speaking means he's still madly in love with his ex-wife, and so he's not supposed to defend himself. He can't do anything. The same thing goes for his wife. She reacts to Quad shading her, then ooh, she's insecure. Ooh, this. She's quiet, then it's ooh, she's a groupie. Like Carlos King. You know, she had Quad on her vision board. I'm not going to insert the clip here when he made those disgusting comments. Most of you have seen that video over and over again. It's like they can't win. People want them to be bothered so badly, and these people are just out here living their lives, doing their thing. All of that doesn't mean that I'm saying Lateasha and Dr. G are saints and that they didn't play a part in anything. I'm just simply saying this whole mindset of when people have normal reactions in certain situations, reactions that makes sense, to turn it into, oh, they're only reacting this way because they are bothered or they are jealous, when their reaction is exactly what everyone been doing on the show for years. You say something to me, I respond. If I feel disrespected, I clap back. You try to fight me, I'm going to defend myself. I mean, nothing about what we witnessed was different than what has been happening on the show. So this whole big deal that somebody is madly in love, but anyways, I'm sounding like a broken record. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'm wishing all of you well and take care. Thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.